Hello everybody, I'm Chris Player. I usually don't do this. I'm gonna put. This is mostly just gonna be commentary because I like this game. I like this RTS, Ashes of Singularity Escalation. I got it with a card that I got a while ago, but uh, it's hard. It's so damn hard. I play on novice, even beginner AI. They're not. They're easy to defeat. They're not hard to fight against. It's just they expand so damn fast, and it's so hard to collect all the areas, and you have to battle them, and it's like, ugh. But it's very easy to still defeat them. I can just make a bunch of bombers and then bomb their base or take over the areas and the areas to capture points really quick. That's easy. It's just they expand so fast, and man, it's like there's no battles at all. It's just like these little small battles that happen, and then I defeat them, and that's it. Or I play on a harder difficulty, and then they expand really fast, and they destroy me. And I can't do anything, and I was bogged down here. I always, like, quit game, because I know I'm lost. I'm not going to surrender to them. Ooh, vast. There's only one map that is actually vast. There used to be maps where you can have 14 players. That's a vast map with only 10. What happened to the 14-player maps? Oh, Zomba is vast. It's not fast. It's vast. Okay. Well, on a vast map with only 10 players, you would get more battles, better battles, because if there's more players, they have less room to maneuver. They have less room to build their strength up. So, yeah, I'll probably see how the AI works, but I won't see how it works on Novice. I want to look at the intense AI, see their strategy and how they work. That might work. I really don't know if it'll actually work, but I don't know. I'm going to take off my guy. It's all going to be AI. And I like games that do that. You can actually just put on an AI game and then watch it. I used to do that with like football games. I used to want football games just to not even really play them. I played them very occasionally, but most of the time I would just set them up and let the game go, record it or watch it or something like that. I don't know. It's what I did. They did update this game. They added a bomber to the PHC. They added a bomber and another advanced air unit, and then they have a new they have two new ones for the substrate, and they have a new crap, one of the new like massive big units, the big units you can get. I forgot exactly what they're called. I don't know why that left my mind, but it's like the mother of all those. It's like the boss of all those units of the crap. I don't know how the quality will look, because even though I have the bitrate set in a specific way, oh crap, it's already started, in a specific way in OBS, the intensity of this game, it really drops down the bitrate, because OBS can't handle it, but it does record it smoothly because I have it set to high priority. But the problem with that is when I'm recording, I lose about 5 to 10 frames. And it puts me below, a little bit below 30, but it's still playable. Probably running at about 25 to maybe 28 FPS right now. Maybe not right now, because it's just the beginning and there's not much going on. There's not many battles going on. Okay, yellow is starting to build. Oh, they're gathering resources and stuff, and oh, the yellow base is right here. I thought that was why did I I'm dumb. I don't know. I'm sidetracked because I'm focused on commentating. Dang, this map is massive. This map is massive. Man, I'm gonna speed this up because I want them to get into like their battles or whatever. So we got the blue starting to expand. Ooh, yellow. Yellow is expanding. Yeah, yellow is expanding the best right now. Oh no, it might be green. Yeah, green is expanding the best right now. Well, yellow is doing good too, but green I think is doing a bit better. How did he spawn so many of his team so fast? Of like the small dudes. How did he spawn so many? Because I go to do that, I spawn the very cheap units. The one that comes out of if I go here, the one that comes out of the factory for the PHC. I try to spawn the cheap units with the archers, and it takes so long. I try to spawn a decent amount so I can make them go over there to capture an area, and it takes so long that I only capture a few, and then they've captured like half the map by the time I've captured like just a little bit around my area. Just Kip is doing the best so far. It's usually always Kip or like Wade or Baker that is always like doing really good. And whenever I see the names of them, those are the ones that are always doing really good, and they're always constantly changing on here. Okay, the points. Yep, it's Baker getting points, and Baker is blue. Baker is already getting points. Where is the point thing? Oh, the point thing is right here? No, that's not the point thing. That's the home base. Oh, these are the point things. Okay. So, yeah, blue has already captured some already. That quick? How did they get over that quick with the green blocking them, and the green could be attacking them and crap like that? How did they... The hell? How did they do that? When I try to do that, I get destroyed if I were to do that. See, the AI... Oh, crap. I didn't mean to do that. The AI... I hit my pop filter, but the AI freaking cheats. Now I know. Yeah, ooh, they have a lot of forces. Light blue has a lot of forces. They're gonna be expanding the best right now. Oh, they have a decent amount too. The orange over here. You can't see my cursor, but I'm in the area. It's the bottom. It's closer to the bottom corner of the map. Ooh, they got a lot going on right there. Green. They got a lot going on too. I'm pretty sure they all do. Kip seems to be doing like really well. Really well. Oh, Faraday's gonna like lose. Wait, no. This is not Faraday. This is Faraday. Yeah. He's not doing well. He's got a lot of air units, but no, he's not doing well at all. Yeah, I think he's gonna fall.
Has been destroyed.
Yep. He's gone. Who I think is going good so far is the light blue. They have a lot of forces. Hazelet. He has a lot of forces. He's only headed in one direction though, so I don't think that's particularly very good in my opinion, but the one who's doing the best is Kip. What is he doing? Kip is right here. Oh, I see what he's doing. He's doing what I usually do. He's staying around his home place and just heavily defending it. I'm usually up there when I'm playing against one AI, which I always usually only play against one AI against me. And even when I'm playing on novice, I'm usually higher and I have more strength, overall military and economic strength. I usually have more of that than the enemy does. But the enemy is like has whole map coverage and he can maneuver like throughout the whole map, and I don't have that. He has all the resource posts and everything, and he gets a lot more resources than me, but I don't have any of that.
Nexus has been destroyed.
Which Nexus? Oh, Wade died. Wade was purple. Oh, purple. Who destroyed it? Oh, I think it. Oh no, it was blue. Blue destroyed it, right? No. But they do have a lot. They have swarms right here. I don't know when they're gonna send them out. All I know is it looks like blue is gonna be a really high player later on. He's ranking up there in his economic power strength. Kip has flatlined. He hasn't died. He's not flatlined. He's not dead. It's just he's. Oh no! Now he's going up. Okay. He was at a point where he wasn't moving anymore. It looks like they're going to be the two dominant forces, Kip and Hazelet. Jordan and Langmond, I don't think they're going to stay up there. Well, Langmead might survive because he's actually diversified. He's got quite a nice area around him. He doesn't. He's just got a decent amount of forces. He's got quite a decent amount of forces. Hey, he's got a, oh, he's gonna die. He's got a, whatever that thing is. But whatever that thing is, they're in the same class as the Juggernaut. The, I don't know what it is. I used to know what it is, but I'm retarded now. I can't tell what it is. Wait, ooh, can I tell what it is by clicking on it, maybe? It's a Cronus. It's called a Cronus, but it's a Dreadnought. Ugh. Finally, I remembered. It's a Dreadnought. It's in the Dreadnought class, but that is a, the new Dreadnought for the PHC is the same as this guy right here. I think he's not the Kronos, no, it's the other one. It's the Dreadnought Destroyer. It's essentially a more very beefed up version of the Dreadnought Destroyer. It's like twice as big, and it can like destroy a Dreadnought in one of its like, it's got a new the best weapon mounted on a structure, and it can destroy in like one hit. It can. It has the ability to. Doesn't mean that it actually will, but it has the ability to destroy another Dreadnought in one hit. And he's got a lot of forts. He's got things good going for him. I don't know if they can spawn those, but yeah, he's really spawning Dreadnoughts. So yeah, he's got things good going for him. I think he will survive. They will outlast Green. Yeah, Green will be destroyed by. Yeah, the three dominant forces are going to be. See, they've all died. Langmead died already. Wow. So yeah, I was right at first. Kip and Hazelet are the ones that are seeming to they should survive. He's keeping to himself. They really don't know about him. They really don't want to mess with him. But it seems that Virchow, really? Are you just trying to say virtue or something like that? Now Kip has gone down in his strength for some reason. So it looks like he might be losing, but I don't know. He could come back. He could do something and come back. I don't really see the AI use their special abilities at all either. I don't know why though. Use the like the orbital blast or anything like that. But I do know that now one of the key like winners now that might win is Virchow, the yellowish greenish one, but you know, he's got quite an amount of forces as well. So I really don't know. So he's got 2 Dreadnoughts right here in this army. I think, yeah, I think he might, because he's spawning quite a bit of Dreadnoughts, and those have considerable power. And he only has 1 in, like, I think in each of his armies, which that's what I usually do. I only have 1 in each of my armies, and I have a bunch of little guys going with my army. But he has 2 in some of his armies. Or he has 2 armies moving together, which would be better than the 1, but he has a lot of small forces, and he has them like reinforcing the others, and they have full health once they come in to help. So I really don't know. I really don't know who could win. He's just staying on the sidelines and hiding behind stuff and keeping a really strong defense at his base. Kip. Yep. Who died? It was where is it? I think it was Jordan. Was it Jordan that died? It could have been Jordan. I'm not too sure. Yeah, I think it. Yeah, he seems to be capturing them, so I think it was him who died. I knew these were going to be the 3 top forces, like quite a little bit before it happened. But it looks like blue is going to win, the light blue, because they have tons of forces, and they can really do some damage to him. But he's sending out some forces right now, and wow, yeah, he's sending out some forces right now. So I see what he was doing. He was focusing on a massive base defense, and then sitting there, building up his resources, staying out of the radar of everybody else, so they don't know he's there, trying to like avoid them so they don't come after him. He's like, oh, he's not doing anything. I gotta focus on this right now. And now he's coming out. So I see his strategy. I think that's what his strategy he's going for. But I'm not too sure. That's what I usually like to do. I like to sit back and then I like to build up an army. And even if they attack me while my army's being built, I have so many built that they can defend it off, and I can just bring back the ones who died or whatever. Yeah, it looks like blue is going to be the dominant force, but I'm not too sure. Because he doesn't have many, but he is producing like mad. He's going to have reinforcements upon reinforcements upon reinforcements. So, I don't know. He's going in, and he's already going in, but he keeps producing more and more. So, I don't know how many he's going to have in the long run, but I think he might be, it might be Hazelet versus Kip, like I said originally. Hazelet versus Kip. I think Virchow might die, because he has a lot of forces, and they're in areas against him, but he doesn't have as many forces against them. See, there's a lot more here than there is there. They are going to die right here. The blue is not. The light blue is not. Yeah, it's going to be... Yeah, it's going to be Virchow. Virchow's going to die, I believe. Kip, yeah, he has 115. Crap. Military strength. But yeah, see, he's still producing too, and he's still sending them out. Isn't he? Yes, he's still producing some more. He's producing I think that's a Dreadnought Destroyer, I'm not sure. And I've seen the differences. If nobody knows the differences between the substrate and then the PHC, is the major difference is that the PHC, even though they don't have an unlimited resource pool like the substrate, the PHC can heal themselves, but the substrate, they can't heal themselves, but they do have shields, so they can they can be hit like a lot, and then they have to be, essentially their health has to go down twice in a sense. That's what I'm thinking. Their health has to go down twice in a sense. But the these PHC, they have armor, so you know. But the PHC can be healed, and I don't remember if I mentioned that or not. If I did, sorry, but the PHC can be healed, and the substrate, they cannot be healed. If they're damaged, that's where they're damaged. They just fight through it, or they die. Which they'll eventually die because they're damaged, and they can't heal. There's no way to heal them. But the PHC can be healed, and they have armor, so I don't know. There's pros and cons to both sides. But yeah, it looks like Hazelet is gonna be dominant. I mean, Kip is getting up there, and he can probably hold out for a while, but he's not gonna hold out indefinitely. He's got a really strong base defense. I mean, extremely, but he won't hold out indefinitely. He could just delay his death. Delay the inevitable. He's probably just going to sit there and keep fighting and pushing and stuff like that. And if he does actually win, I'm going to be honestly very surprised. Because if you see, Hazelet's military strength is just growing. I mean, it drops a bit at times, but it keeps growing. Okay, it's dropping now. It was growing, but it's dropping now. It was growing. Now this guy's he's dropping too. Kip is dropping. It's probably because of the yellow guy. The yellow guy, though, he's at really low. They're like 100,000 above him, almost, just about. I really don't think he's gonna survive. He's gonna survive for a while, but nah. It's gonna be blue. Seems like my frame rate has gone down a bit, but it's still smooth. It's not that bad. Frame rate is not that horrible right now. I mean, my bit rate is probably horrible right now, so I don't know how the video is gonna look. I mean, it should look fine. Because it went down to, because I have it set at like 12,000. The peak bit rate is like 30,000, but last time I recorded like the benchmark at least of this, and this is not the benchmark, so it should be higher, but it was at around 5,000, I think. I think it was around 5,000. But yeah, he is really producing forces. He got swarmed, so I think he's saving those swarms to either for like a final push, or he's saving the swarms. Kip is saving the swarms for the base defense. So when they get there, he can just swarm the hell out of Blue, which I think is gonna get there first. I think Blue is gonna be the winner because he's got an increasing amount of forces, and he is not stopping. He has so much resources right now. He is just producing like more than like mad. I don't. Can they produce the new dreadnoughts? Well, it's called a juggernaut. It's not a dreadnought, but it's in the dreadnought category. It's in this big base right here. You produce it from the big base. Yeah, the frame rate is going down. It's because it's getting more intense. You can I can't really hear it right now, but when I edit out the audio, I'm probably gonna be hearing my PC in the background. Oh, frame rate. Whoa, it took a dip there. It's still doing okay. It's kind of like the buttons have become a bit laggy. And it is a bit laggy, as you can see. I mean, it's not... but it's still somewhat smooth. It's not totally unplayable, in my opinion at least. But in a lot of other people's opinions, it'll be like, oh, this is horrible. This is so unplayable. The maximum I have ever been able to get, and it did dip down to like the 37s, or whatever. The maximum I've ever been able to get in this game with the lowest settings possible is around 44 FPS with the benchmark, and I got about the same, really close to the same, and it dipped down. The lowest was in all the segments. The lowest was 37, 36. So I kept it at the settings I have now, so I can have some more detail in the game. And whoa, it is really taxing. Yeah, I'm really getting low frame. It's probably because I'm recording as well. If I wasn't recording, I'd be getting some quite decent frame rates right now, some high frame rates. Oh man, they're producing so many dreadnoughts. They have so many armies heading out. Yeah, they're dominant. They are dominant. They will win. But he is producing so many forces himself, and he's got so many defenses. Oh, it's getting really laggy. Okay, yeah, now it's starting to really bog down. Okay, it's starting to get really intense. In the satellite shots, when I get out to like probably here or so, and the battles like this, in satellite shots, that's where it drops down to 37, and it's dropping down really low. So this is some heavy combat right now between these two. Yeah, they're dead. They're going to die eventually. They're holding on though. I'll give them props for holding on because their base defense is quite good and all that, but they're not gonna last. They're going to be able to get forces to retreat and regroup and think about their battle plan, but they're not going to last. It's all up between Hazelet and Kip now. And Hazelet, I really believe, is going to win because they just... If you keep looking at their side, if you've paid attention and you keep looking at their side, they just have forces pouring and pouring and pouring. An unlimited amount. Once they defeat these here, there's more. Once they defeat those, there's more. Once they defeat those, there's more. It's just an unlimited force, and the only thing that can really stand up against it right now is if they tried to like surround them in a sense and tunnel them into an area, like group them into an area if he kept going for the bait and grouping them all together and then using the orbital strike ability. And then hoping they stay in there enough time in that area, trying to keep them in there enough time to blow as many of them up as you can, and then wait for it to recharge and try to do the same thing again. If they retreat and regroup, then hey, you've got them off your back for a little bit, and you can regroup yourself and bring out more forces and more defense and think about what you're going to do next. But hey, that's just my opinion. And if I tried to do that though against the AI, which is the only way I can play as of this moment, I just lose unless I'm playing against beginner, but then beginner is way too easy, and then when I go up one level, novice is still pretty difficult. I was getting bombarded by, like, not long after, well, it was quite a bit after the beginning, but still I was getting bombarded by a dreadnought. Luckily I was able to bring out one of my own dreadnoughts, but he still destroyed a bunch of my base stuff that I needed to build stuff. It was stupid. I think I still have that recording saved. Okay, yeah, he's really going... This guy really wants to destroy Kip. Because Kip is a big enemy right now. Even though he has more economic power. But these guys are going after him since he's sidetracked. Which is smart, but now they're seeing it and they're going after him. And since that's happening, and since they can produce so many unlimited amounts of forces, and they have so much defense here, yeah, it's not gonna work out. So yeah, I don't know if this is gonna be interesting to anyone. I don't know. I'm gonna splice it up, make it a lot shorter than what it is now, even though the frame rate's kind of bad, but. It's not bad right now. It's going quite good now. It was bad a bit ago, but that was only for that short amount of time. Oh man, they're just pouring out. It's like a waterfall. It's coming down here. Here's a stream, and then it's coming down even more. It's like some waterfall or some crap. And then these rocks are in the way, and they're trying to stop it, but nope, the water's just pushing through. It doesn't even give a shit. It really doesn't. I mean, man, there's like how many here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I can't even count how many are there. There's probably about 10. No, 6 to 10, somewhere around there. There's more than 6, I believe, but at 10, I'm not too sure. But yeah, with that one over there in the top right hand corner, one over here, 2 in the back right here, and more coming, they have more than 10. They have about 20 on them, and they're really pushing into their territory. But he has built up his defense quite a bit. I mean, very, very strongly. He has even some dreadnoughts in his base now, which I didn't even notice, just sitting there. He has a really extreme defense. So he could hold up. But for how long, I really don't know. I think he has a swarm actually going out now. No, he doesn't. His swarm is right here. He's got some swarm, but that's on like a dreadnought. Or that's like the big dreadnought that they have, the new one. I'm not sure if that's the new one or not. I've never played the substrate at all. I've only played the PHC, and I've wanted to win with PHC. I will play with the substrate. I want to get good with the PHC first. Once I'm good with the PHC, I should be able to do substrate. But they both have their pros and cons, and so I really don't know. See, I would like to be good against the AI, but the problem is you have to have this ridiculous force, or you have to like just spam a bunch of defenses around the area that you're in as quickly as possible, because if you don't, you get like demolished. I mean, this guy is being like, I'm pretty sure he's gonna get destroyed. Now they will have a stalemate here. He won't be able to progress much through here. He'll be going slower and slower. Oh. Hazelet died? Oh. Well, they made a big comeback. The Virchow. Whoa. They were low. Holy crap. That is surprising. Very surprising outcome. They made a massive comeback. Their Nexus got demolished. He should have been the victor. He has so much economic power. But then again, you got to think about the long run, and they just pushed through to destroy his base, and he was trying to defend, but he didn't have as good of a defense as Kip does. But even though Kip has a good defense, they're still really pushing in, so he's got a lot to worry about right now. He's got a lot to worry about right now. What I would do if it were me, I would like orbital strike somewhere around here to get a lot of them dead. You know, but they're really pushing in. Wow, I didn't think they'd push in that far. I don't know what these guys are doing, but he really needs to do something. And I think that's what his massive defense is for, is to do something about these guys, because they're doing pretty good against them. But he's still losing his economic power, and Virchow. I see what Virchow is going to do now. Yep, Virchow is going to win. Virchow is going to win. Because even if he can hold out and defeat all the blues that come into his base, he's going to be so weakened from this battle that he's done. He's going to try and build up, but these guys have been building up and haven't had a problem with anybody anywhere for some time, that they build it up so much that he doesn't have much defenses against them. At least that's the way I'm seeing it. Because, oh, look at all the dreadnoughts that are coming. Yeah, if they can survive this, I'll give them props, but they're not going to survive in the long run. It's not going to happen. Virchow has won. He should have died. Virchow should have died. But he didn't. Man, this battle turned out differently than I expected. This battle really turned out differently than I expected. I will do a... I want to check the actual video first, but I will do a... what is it? A team battle. Yeah, I will do a team battle next. I do want to see how well they do then. But yeah, Kip had a massive defense. Like I said, he's going to be able to hold out. I didn't expect him to get this far inside, but he will be able, even though they're that far inside, he will be able to hold out. I'm pretty sure of it. I just don't know for how long, because he does have... I know I keep repeating it. I'm stupid, but I don't know how long he will last. But he is weakening. He is going up and then down and up and down. He's really fighting for it, for his base. But, Kip won? What? Whoa, that's... What the hell? That's some crap. Military, Wade spent... Who spent the most? Hazelet really spent some money. But Kip... Oh, he didn't spend nearly as much as Kip didn't spend nearly as much as Hazelet did. Or Hazelet did. He even spent less than Virchow. Holy crap, he just played a lot smarter, I'm guessing. The enemy military destroyed. Hazelet destroyed massive, and they still lost. They were just demolishing enemy militaries, and they still lost. I really don't know how Hazelet lost that. I mean, they were... You even saw yourself. They were going so good. 534, 6. Where's Kip? They lost a lot near this end battle right here. They didn't lose a lot in the beginning. And global abilities spending. Oh, their abilities they spent on. Well, yeah, Kip stayed there and spent a lot on upping his strength of his dreadnoughts and stuff like that, I'm guessing. So the strength of all his stuff. And that's why he was able to last out a lot longer than them. And that's why he was able to just go and like either bomb the enemy base or do whatever he did to the base. So That seems like a sound strategy, just to stay there and build up your defenses and build up the strength of your buildings and the strength of your dreadnoughts and stuff like that. That does seem like a sound strategy, because I did not expect him to win. I mean, he did not have nearly. I mean, even Virchow was getting above him, even though he was way lower than Kip at a time. Even Virchow was getting way above him. And Hazelet is still, even though he's dead, is still way above him, and Kip is still fighting, but he's already won. They've all lost. Man, that was extreme. See, Kip, his economy was a lot lower, and his harvested was a lot lower. He didn't waste anything. Kip did not waste any resource. He did not waste any expense. He used everything to make sure he actually stayed alive. He was actually the smarter of almost every AI in here. He did not waste any resource. Holy man. He knows how to Kip, man. Oh, if you learn anything from this, just learn from Kip. I mean, he did not have much map resource at all, but he stayed there and saved and let them all battle out. Now, if it was 1 against 1, I'm pretty sure he would have done more and gone out, got more space and got more bases and had some conflicts with them. But in this whole huge war scenario against like 10 people, he just stayed and built up his defense while they just fought each other. They got weak, they had to rebuild, they had to regroup. And he just built up this whole time to where by the time they all got to him, he was able to be smart about it. And he was able to really think about it. Man. The graph. Let's see, where the light blue. See what I mean? The light blue, he just skyrocketed. He went way up there on power, and Kip just dropped off and went down here, and he still won. What the hell? I mean, see, metal income was a lot. He had more radioactives income. Oh, but Kip's Quanta was up there. See, that's a key. You need to keep your Quanta up. That's what I usually do. I usually have 1 or 2, or maybe 3 of my engineers just building the Quanta bases, and if they start getting low to where they're almost finished with all of them, I add more and I add more. I try to find places where I can just add tons of Quanta places so I can keep producing massive amounts of Quanta very, very fast. And it looks like that's what might have won him, is because of the Quanta. He was able to keep his buildings like really high health and stuff like that. So I don't know. Terrenium. Yeah, he had more Terrenium. But man, I did not expect that. Kip won. I expected it to be Hazelet, but then he got destroyed out of nowhere, out of my surprise, and then it was supposed to be Virchow, and he got destroyed out of nowhere. Oh. Well, I guess that's that. Thank you so much for watching, if you even stayed this long. Man, that was very surprising. But I'll see you, and you'll see me in another video. Bye.
If you guessed that an endless war would rage across the stars, you would be right.